that what's happened here is this lead. So in this fictional scenario, in this CRM, we are a cybersecurity company. And this lead has attended a webinar. We've had a couple of discussions. They've scored highly, and then the sales rep has reached out to see if we can book a consultation with them. And they said, yeah, let's do it. Let's jump on a consultation and learn to see if there's a way we can work together. So in this scenario, that is the qualification, that meeting being booked. So we say, great, the meeting's been booked. So now we're going to convert the lead. So converting lead, what's really important to note here too, is that when you convert a lead, what you're doing is you are going to delete that lead. Super important to understand. You're going to delete the lead out of the system, but it's going to turn into 3 new things. And those things are an account, a contact, and a deal. The account is the company record. This is the parent record that lives at the top. The contact is the person. So in this case, Ryan Foster is the contact. The account is RFDM Insurance Solutions. And we're also going to create a deal. So the deal is, for those of you who might not be familiar, is the vehicle through which our first set of services or our first sale is going to be, the deal will house that, okay? So sake of time, what we'll do is we'll say, okay, this deal is worth $7,500 and we set a close date based on typical sales cycle. Let's say it's 2 weeks. So we'll say, yeah, take 2 weeks probably to close. And the contact is a decision maker, great. And then you can even put in the campaign source if you want here. And we know that they attended the webinar. So we might say, okay, that's the insurance webinar and we're going to convert. So again, what's important to note here is in this process, the lead is going to be deleted, and then a new company record will be created, a new contact record will be created, and a deal record will be created. So before we do it, the one thing just to call out is it's very important in your CRM to have proper lead conversion mapping. So you'll see that a little ability to do this up here in this top right-hand corner. So let's take a look at that for a second before we convert this deal. So I'm just going to open this lead conversion mapping link up in a new tab. I'm going to jump in here. So what is lead conversion mapping? Again, remembering that the lead is going to be deleted once you convert it. Because again, a lead is only a temporary state until you've matched and qualified your customer for the sales process. When you convert it, you want to make sure that any important data that you collected on that lead record, particularly if it's going into custom fields you've created, you want to make sure that that gets threaded through to the account and the contact and the deal record, right? So an example here would be the following. For this lead, for this fictional security company that we're talking about here, they put in some custom fields. They wanted to know what cloud platform is the lead on. And they wanted to know things like the geography, because they have different sales geographies and so forth, right? And so when we do lead conversion mapping, what we're making sure is that we are, before that deal is deleted, that we've threaded that data through to a corresponding field on the account, contact, or deal record as a way of ensuring that we maintain continuity of data. So if your sales rep has spent a bunch of time enriching a lead record, adding a bunch of notes and fields and everything like that, we want to make sure that that's been mapped through, right? And so what's important to note is if you create custom fields in the lead record, you'll have to create a corresponding custom field in the account, contact, and deal record if you want that to thread through. So in this case, a good example might be like this cloud platform field that we put in here. We have yet to actually create the corresponding field on the account record, the contact record, the deal record, even though having it there might be highly useful in the future. And also, if it's an important piece of data that's been collected at the initial intake stage, you want to make sure that you don't have to re-enter that later, right? It also can be extremely useful for something I'm going to show you in a bit, which is creating a custom template for each type of deal. So if you have separate services and products or service lines, and you have separate quotes or invoices or what have you, collateral that goes out based on that service line, segmenting them right away, and then having that segment push through can then automate the process by which those quotes are pulled. So for sake of time, what we just say here, we'll just use one quick example. So we can see what I would like to be able to do here is, in this case, because the platform, the cloud platform, the lead is on, is important for us to know to make a deal. What I want to be able to do here is just make sure that that gets threaded through to the deal record. So what I'm going to do, we'll leave this open. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab in settings. And all we're going to do here is I'm going to jump on to the deal record. So essentially what we're doing is we're editing the field set now that exists on the deal record. And what I want to do here is I just want to add a field for the cloud platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on a pick list here, the cloud platform. And then essentially what we're going to be doing, what we would be doing here is harmonizing the pick list options between this field and what's available on the lead field. So just to jump back here, we'll just jump back into leads here for a sec. And if we come back to this record, just to bring the example full circle, and we look at cloud platform here, you can see we've got three options here. We've got Azure, AWS, or Google. This could, folks, again, this is just an example. This is about creating custom segmentation on your lead record so that you know what type of service or product the customer is interested in, what type of customer are they, right? And that has all sorts of knock-on implications for later in the sales process. So we just need to make sure Azure, AWS, and Google are mapped. So let's just head back to where we were. And then we're just going to save that. And we'll save that record. Now what we've done is we've created the corresponding field to map through the data from leads to the deal record. And you can just obviously take that and rinse and repeat, right, with everything you need. Keeping in mind, again, I know I'm going to be a broken record on this, that everything in the deal record gets deleted except what you bring across in lead conversion mapping, right? So let's come back here to finish our lead conversion mapping example. So I'm just going to quickly refresh this to bring up the new cloud platform field that we've entered into deals. And then what we should be able to do here is, you'll see here in this column, I've got lead fields and I found cloud platform. Now you'll see now that I can grab it from the deal record. And all we're doing here is we're saying, yep, we're going to map cloud platform to cloud platform deal record, thereby maintaining the data and keep making sure that you haven't lost any of that important work. All right, and then we'll save our lead conversion mapping, and then we'll head back to where we were here. Just to refresh our memories, what we're doing here now is we are converting this lead into a new account, new contact, and we've got our deal set up, and we're going to convert. All right, so it tells us that this lead has been successfully converted and these new objects have been created.